to a comfortable seat. You can sit cross-legged or any position that's comfortable for you. If your low back is tilted back, that will definitely not help with your back pain. So please make sure that if your back tends to round, that you sit up a bit on the edge of a blanket so that your pelvis can tilt forward. Whatever seat you're in, you want your knees beneath your hips. You don't want to be in this rounded, pent-up shape. You can place your hands on your thighs, on your belly and your heart, and just begin to become aware of the breath. Noticing any tension in your body. Maybe you start to melt your shoulder blades down the back. Maybe even roll your neck a bit. Just start to do whatever will help you to settle. As you connect with your breath, you can begin to deepen the breath. I'll lead us through a pranayama, a breathing exercise called Samavriti, which means equal fluctuation. So we'll inhale through the nose for a count of 4, and then exhale through the nose for a count of 4. So please exhale completely, and inhale for 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale. And exhale. Continue with your own count. Maybe you lengthen to 5 or keep the 4. Or maybe you drop the count and just feel for evening out the inhale and exhale, which will even out your nervous system. Continue pushing whatever is on the floor, your sit bones, down into the ground. Maybe lengthen through the crown of the head without hiking up the shoulders. We'll be here for a few more breaths, taking the time to acknowledge how we're doing, to even things out as we begin our time together. As you finish the round that you're on, you can drop your hands back to your thighs, blink open your eyes, and come to tabletop, hands and knees. Okay. Welcome other friends who just joined. All right. So set up with your wrist under your shoulder, your knee under your hip. Your hands are shoulder width distance. Your toes are hips width distance. You can untuck the toes for more length or tuck for more stability. We'll take a few rounds of cat-cow. So as you inhale, lift the tailbone, drop the belly, lift the gaze. As you exhale, push the ground away, round the upper back. And then as you inhale, come back into the back bend. As you exhale, push the ground away, tuck the tail, and round. If you are having any shoulder stuff happening, you can really feel for even letting your ears and your shoulders meet in the back bend, and then really focusing on the upper back, making space between the shoulder blades as you push the ground away. We'll take a few more here. If you'd like to swivel the hips, maybe making circles or maybe shifting forward and back, just use this time to warm up the spine, doing whatever you need to do in this cat-cow. Alright. From here, the next time you come back to a neutral spine, we'll tuck the toes if they're not already tucked and lift the right arm to the sky. Reach up through the right fingertips, get really long, and then exhale, palm face up, scooch that arm through. We're going to move dynamically for a minute, so on your inhale, bring that arm back up, reach up through the fingertips. Exhale, palm face up, come on through. One more time. Inhale, reach up, 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 up. Exhale, scoop the palm under, and then you can come down to the ground, this time resting and thread the needle. The head might reach the floor, or if you have a blanket nearby, you could shove that under the head. Really reach that palm, right palm away from you, press down into the left palm, and you can open up the gaze towards the sky. If that doesn't feel good on the neck, you can just let the head stay at neutral, gazing out in front of you. Really feel the opening in the upper right arm. That's the underneath arm. Really sending that arm away from you. We'll be here for 2 more breaths. On your next inhale, sweep that right arm up to the sky, and exhale, come back to all fours. We'll repeat that on the second side. So inhale, lift the left arm up, reach up, get tall, and exhale, shoot it through. As you inhale, sweep that arm up, 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 and exhale, come back through. One more time, inhale, that left arm comes up, gets so tall, so long along left side of the body, and then exhale, come on through, palm face up, head to the floor. Maybe you reach that left arm away from you, pressing down into the right palm. You can gaze up, or if that doesn't feel good on the neck, you can just gaze at the wall beside you. Always an option to bring a blanket under that head if you're not quite at the floor. We'll be here for a few more breaths. And as you're ready, come back up, unwind, reach up one more time, and exhale, come back down. Okay, from here, please take a look at where your wrist is, and then drop your elbow so that your elbow replaces your wrist. Take your hands and interlace the palms. You can tuck that bottom pinky under inside the palms if you want. If that doesn't make sense, don't worry about it. From here, we're coming into dolphin pose. So please tuck the toes, send weight down into the elbows, lift through the upper back like we were doing in cat pose, and then lift the hips to the sky for dolphin. This is an incredibly tight little pose. You want to send your heart back towards your knees. You can keep a bend in the knees the whole time. We'll be here for a few more breaths, maybe seeing how much weight you can send down into the arms. Your head is not on the ground. Keep it lifted. Take 2 more slow, deep breaths here. And as you exhale, send knees back to the ground, crawl back onto hands, and then we're going to swivel our feet around and have a seat. Okay. From here, Please sit in the middle of your mat. You can have your toes touching the ground and you'll be on your sit bones. Try to sit up tall here, so don't rock back too much. Grab on underneath your knees and then wiggle onto the front of your sit bones. From here, begin to lean your weight back. Pick up one toe, then maybe the other toe for Navasana boat pose. You can stay right here. This might be enough for you. Or you can release the hands. Continue pulling belly back towards spine, but find that lift and opening through the heart. We'll be here for a few more breaths. Keep finding that lift through the chest and the collarbones. And as you're ready, you can release your feet back to the ground and then come into Baddha Konasana. So soles of the feet will come together here, and you can grab onto either your calves or you can pop up onto fingertips behind you. If your weight is spilling back, grab a blanket or a towel and sit up on the edge of that. From here, we'll take a twist. So please lift, Please lift your right arm to the sky. The left fingertips will come behind you. Take that right hand for the outer left knee and then come into a twist. So you look over that back shoulder. Use that hand tented up on fingertips behind you to get tall so that your weight isn't spilling back behind you. We'll take 2 more breaths here. And as you're ready, come back through center. We'll switch sides. So this right hand will come on fingertips behind you. Press down into the ground, get taller. Left arm will come to the sky. Reach around for the outer edge of that right leg. Twist over to your right, using that press of the hand to pull yourself around. Keep pressing into that back hand, get tall, and revolve the heart. Keep figuring out how you can get the twist in the belly. So not just moving the torso, but really moving the belly from left to right. Great. Take 1 more breath here. As you're ready, come back through center. Take your palms outside your thighs. Help your feet together. And we'll come back to hands and knees. So back to tabletop to start. Reach your right leg long behind you. Tuck the toes of both feet. Look down at what your hips are doing. So your right hip is probably higher. Drop it down so that your pelvis is level. Like you could put a cup of tea back there. On your exhale, lunge back into that right foot so that you come more weight onto the back ball of the foot. And then inhale, bring your shoulders back over your wrist. As you exhale, lunge back to stretch that right calf. And then come back forward. 2 more times. So exhale will take you back. Keep the pelvis level. Inhale, wrist over shoulders. 1 more. Exhale, come on back. And then inhale, wrist over shoulders. From here, please switch sides. So bring that right knee back to the ground, tuck the right toes, and then kick that left leg back. If your knees are feeling wonky, feel free to put that blanket or towel beneath that right knee. So look down and make sure that the toes are pointed straight towards the floor. Keep the pelvis level, drop that left hip. Then exhale, push back into the ball of that left foot and inhale back forward. Exhale to come back, finding a stretch in the left calf, and then inhale to come forward. Exhale, come on back. And then inhale, come forward. One more time. Exhale, come on back. And inhale, come forward. Great. Please return to hands and knees. And then look down at where your wrists are. And one more time, replace your wrists with your elbows. Interlace your hands again. This time do the opposite interlace, so the one that you typically want to do. Make sure that your elbows are not going super wide, so pull them back in so that they're in line with your shoulders. From here, we'll step our right foot back, toes point straight down. Pull the belly towards the spine, round in the upper back, then step your left foot back. We're in a forearm plank. If this is immediately doing crazy things to your hips, please just drop your knees and pull belly towards spine. If you're okay here, keep breathing into the upper back. Even round up a little bit like cat pose. Pull belly towards spine. If you want a challenge, you can flip your right foot so that you're on the top of the right foot, and then flip the left foot, so that you're on the top of the left foot. Coming into this forearm plank variation. Let's take 3 more slow, deep breaths. You've got this. And as you're ready, untuck your toes if they're tucked, and then come on down to your belly. Yay, we get to lie down. All right, from here, untuck the toes one more time. Bring the hands behind you. Bring the thumbs to point towards each other, forehead on the floor, and then hook your thumbs. Remember which thumb is on top. From here, press down into the tops of the feet so much that your kneecaps begin to lift. As you inhale, press down into the tops of the feet. Lift the hands, lift the chest for half locust. Send the fingertips away from you. Pelvis will be on the ground. Feet will be on the ground. Take one more breath here. And exhale, come on down. Unwind the fingers. Find the opposite hook of fingers. This time, press down through the tops of the feet. As you inhale, lift the chest, lift the belly, and then as you exhale, lift the feet for full locust. Keep breathing down into the belly. Pull belly towards spine. Send feet back, hands back, shoulders back, back of head back. Take 2 more breaths here. And as you exhale, lower down. Rest a cheek. Maybe you windshield wiper your feet back and forth. You decide what you would like to do. If you've got a cheek on the ground, go to the opposite side. Catch your breath. And as you're ready, plant your palms outside your ribs. And then tuck the toes, push yourself up through hands and knees, or just straight back to downward facing dog. From down dog, please begin to walk your hands and feet towards each other, coming into a forward fold at the middle of your mat. Meet yourself in the middle here. Let your head drop down. Let yourself cascade. Maybe your knees are bent. Make sure that they're pointing straight forward. They're not knocking in. On your next inhale, bring hands to shins, halfway lift. And exhale, fold forward. As you inhale, sweep arms all the way back up. Gaze up, maybe find a little back bend, and exhale, fold down. Inhale, halfway lift again. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale brings you all the way back up. And exhale, fold on down. Try 2 more sets with your own breath. If you get lost, you can follow me. Use this time to recalibrate, to sync back up with yourself. As you've completed that, you can just return to standing. Maybe place one hand on the belly, one hand on the heart again. Send back the head back, shoulders down the back. Catch your breath. Okay, as you're ready, please step into a wide stance. So wide is relatively so that you have wrist over ankle. If you go so wide that you get wobbly, please just walk your feet in a little bit. As you're ready, please turn your right toes towards the short edge of your mat. Your right heel will intersect, line up with your back arch. Bend into that right knee and walk that foot forward until you have a right angle. So you have right knee over right ankle. Turn your torso and hips back towards me for warrior 2. Good. From here, please take your arms to cactus or goalpost. We're going to try a variation called bird wing. This is for Megan. Okay, this is for Megan because she requested shoulders. So this is a special fun shoulder flare. From here, we're going to bend the elbows, keep that bend in your right knee, and as you exhale, squeeze together upper tips of shoulder blades, middle tips of shoulder blades, bottom tips of shoulder blades move together, and then exhale them down the back. We'll try that 2 more times. So inhale, come out to goalpost, squeeze upper tips of shoulder blades together, middle tips, bottom tips, elbows might come in, and then exhale, send them down the back. 1 more time, squeeze together, upper tips of shoulder blades, middle tips, bottom tips, and then exhale, send them down the back. Come back to your warrior 2. Arms extend wide, and then bend that right foot. We'll come into triangle. So keep a soft bend in that right knee. Tilt forward, forward, forward. Hand will come down to shin or floor, to whatever you've got. The arms will come towards stacking here. So reach that top arm long in line with the bottom arm. If you'd like to do more for your shoulders, you can bend that top elbow, bring that palm to the back of the head, and then as you exhale, lean the head back, lean elbow towards the back of your mat, coming to a slight back bend. You don't want to lock out that right knee, so keep a soft bend there. You never want any pulling behind your knee. Please take 1 more breath here. As you're ready, come back up, bend into that knee, warrior 2 1 more time, and then exhale, all toes point forward. Okay, second side. So now the left foot will point towards the short edge of your mat. It will line up with that back heel. You want a right angle, so you want that left knee over left ankle. Windmill the arms out, turn your hips back towards me. We'll try that bird wing again. So inhale, bring your arms to goalpost. As you inhale, bring top of shoulder blades together, middle tips of shoulder blades together, squeeze the elbows in to bring bottom tips of shoulder blades together, and exhale down the back. Please do 2 more with your own breath. Try to isolate the different parts of the shoulder blades to stabilize. Keep that bend in the front knee. Don't lose that left knee. And as you're ready, come back to warrior two. And then we'll straighten that left leg for triangle. So tip forward, 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 forward till you can't go anymore. Then release that arm down. Grab onto shin or floor or something. Bring that right arm in line with the bottom arm. Keep sending the hips back towards the back edge of your mat. And then if you'd like more, you can release that top arm. Bring back of the hand to back of the head. Open shoulder up, sending the head back, sending the elbow back. Make sure that there's no pulling behind that left knee. If there is, bring a soft bend there. Let's take 2 more breaths. As you're ready, come back up through warrior two. All toes point forward. Woo! And we'll take a little pranayama breathing break. So we're going to come to feet hip width distance and parallel. Your hips are here, the bony part, not the fluff on the side. And we're going to try breath of joy. So it's 3 short, sharp inhales through the nose, then an exhale through the open mouth. So it looks like this. Okay, so it's all right, friends, we'll do it together. So as you're ready, two more. Conduct your own orchestra of your breath. Next time you fold over, you can stay there. And then bring your hands to your hips. We'll roll ourselves back up and have a seat. All right. So please extend your legs long. Wiggle your toes just for fun.